Welcome to another episode of the GUERICAST, the Immigrants. My name is Tomas, the Prado Coelho. I'm your host and idealizer of this project. And today we have another lovely guest. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thanks for the invitation.
We have Benjamin, with your surname?
Werner.
Werner. He's originally from Germany.
Correct.
Is that correct? We're going to
correct.
get through your whole history. I'm not sure if you watched it. You told me already you watched some of the episodes. But if you are new here in the channel, I'll just explain what we do here in those episodes. So I'm originally from Brazil, living currently in Norway. So I'm an immigrant here. And I like to bring people in the same situation as me, people from outside who moved to Norway. And they explain their motivations, why they came, and challenge they crossed during this adaptation. And we talk about a little bit your history before that. So it's we take the whole lifeline, let's say, as like that, and get it through some interesting points to maybe help people who wants to immigrate, to move to another country, try a different life, and and then show Norway it's not as bad as people think, or maybe not as good as people think. So it depends on the point of view. And I think it's very interesting, and I appreciate your presence. I know you're a busy man, but let's start. How old are you?
I'm 35.
35 years old. You're originally from Germany,
That's
correct?
true, yeah.
What's your city? Which city you come from there?
I come from a mountain area close to Dresden.
Okay.
It's in the east.
Yes.
And actually right at the border to Czech Republic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you speak, is it Czech they speak the language there?
In Czech, they speak Czech,
Yeah.
but I don't speak anything.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
Do you guys experience in that area you live, a lot of Czechs will come to work in after the border and go back to spend their money? That I know that happens a lot in some borders like Switzerland, Italy.
Yeah.
That happens there as well?
Yeah, some. So when I grew up, so I grew up, or I was born in the GDR, like
Where?
Germany was divided in east and west after the
Yes,
war.
that's correct.
So I'm basically born the last year when it was still divided.
Okay.
So and then in the 90s it was pretty common, in Czech Republic things were cheap. So then people from Germany, they would go to Czech just to buy groceries and everything. Like Norwegians go to Sweden.
Yeah.
Like at least those
Yeah,
who live
we
close
do
to
that.
the border.
Ok.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
nowadays it's a bit different because maybe euro and
It's not
exchange
that
rate.
it's not
No,
that
so
cheap.
now it's more often that Czech people come to Germany and
Okay.
buy things.
Probably they work there as well, or
Yeah, maybe.
they're the opposite. And did you live in that city for most of your life, and until when you stayed there? You did
No,
all?
I lived there until I graduated from school.
Okay.
After 12th grade,
Yes.
and then I went to military. Then I studied, and but the place where I studied was only 50 kilometers from where I grew up.
Okay.
So
When you say study, you mean the university, when you take your bachelor. So it was very close home as well.
it was very close. Yeah.
So you left home, we can say you left home around when you were 25 or even further?
No, when I was 18.
18. And then you did the university close by? How many years? 3 years in university? The first course, let's say. Maybe
The first bachelor was 3.5 years.
3.5. Which course was that?
I
Which
did
line?
mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. And then?
Then I did an exchange semester in Trondheim.
Okay. So that's
when
you started to sparkle the Norwegian.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did 6 months or 1 year in Trondheim?
I did 6 months.
Yeah.
And then, when you study engineering in Germany, often you have to do an internship. So, and I liked it so much in Trondheim, so I organized myself an internship in Trondheim with a research company.
Yes.
So I could stay the whole summer, until the summer, and then I also got a summer job with them. So I basically stayed until September, I think, the year after. And then I did my master.
Which line was your master?
Also mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Yes. And then for the thesis, I came back to Trondheim and I did that together with Sintef, so I got the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you create like a patent or something, like a new was a new project? Now you just went with them and
more like research.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they had a big project going on, so they also had the PhD positions.
Okay.
So I applied for one, and
Nice.
I got accepted. So then I did PhD.
In engineer mechanics.
Yeah, in the petroleum department.
Okay.
So it was more like petroleum engineering.
That's a big industry here in Norway.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, it was more like fluid, the drilling fluid related.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, are you moving now more for the like I say as a green approach in your career lifetime, or are you still in pretty much in the oil? Because I know a lot of companies in oil. They are investing a lot in green energies to either to say they are doing some ESG kind of thing, trying to reduce the problem with the ecosystem, or either they really they see like a big future on the side and say, maybe we should get some money through the green line. Are you working some green line projects nowadays? Or?
Yeah, I do that. So now I work for a company here in Molde called Ecoxy.
Okay.
And we're doing emission measurements on ships and offshore platforms mostly, and also some land-based processing units like Nyhamna in Accra, the gas plant. Yeah, so I go to the ships. I have like a mobile laboratory, set it up, and then I take a measurement. So I go out with the ship 3-4 hours, measure different loads, and then
check how bad or not so bad is going. And
so basically you can say that the ships and also the platforms, they pay a tax based on how much they emit.
Okay.
So, and then they either pay based on a standard factor, or they can buy themselves a measurement and get the exact value, or they become member of something that's called the NOx fund, which is like so they pay in money and then they can get funding for a cleaning system.
Okay.
Like on a diesel car,
Yes.
you can install a catalyst. Or they can get funding for measurements. And
So when you go in the boats, you don't work for the boats you go. So you kind of, how would say this, KPLM, or it's like outsourcing, not outsourcing, but you like a...
Consultant, you mean?
Yeah. Like
No, it's more like almost like a service,
Okay.
Service.
Yeah. So they try to like they are always too nice with you. Or I remember in the bank once I got one of those guys coming from outside, and my boss say, "Hey man, some stuff you need to." He was very strict with me, like, these things you don't need to go through with him. He's gonna ask everything you're doing, and he was from like PwC or one of those big ones, Ernest Young, and I remember I was young, I was like doing my internship in the bank. It was very funny to see my boss. He was so stressed, and when the guy came, everyone was like trying to please the guy, and it was a funny time. Oh, all right, going back to your history. So you were a doctor, a PhD. How old were you when you finished this PhD?
When I finished, I submitted in 2017, so that's
7 years ago. Okay,
so
you were
28.
28. Nice, a young PhD student. The university you did here in Trondheim is this NTNU.
Correct.
Is that correct? Is it good?
It's very good.
Nice one. You were satisfied with everything you got there. I've never been in Trondheim. A lot of people say it's so nice, and
especially for students, it's really nice.
Yeah, everyone says that.
So many students, so many activities, and especially when you're into sports, you have all the opportunities.
Rosenborg, you attempt some Rosenborg games?
No.
You're not into football?
I'm not really into football.
Okay,
no,
okay. In Germany, you support any team? Just the national team if they play? And
maybe.
Yeah, not a big... Okay. And then, all right, you were there. And then, so you were working for some companies in Trondheim, doing the first company you did. This company, you worked quite a while, right? If I'm correct, because you did the internship in the master.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same company you are in right now.
No, it's not right now. No.
Yeah. And then you keep going after with the PhD. You did work with them for some
3 years, yeah.
3 years.
And then I started working with them also.
Okay. And then after that?
So then it came like the breaking point. So I like cycling a lot and
yes,
also kind of traveling. So and I always had in my mind I wanted to go on a big bike trip, like taking a year and just go cycling.
Yeah, the sabbatical year.
Yeah. So in December 2019, so I quit my job and quit also the flat. And I said, yeah, from April next year, I'm going to go cycling around the world for a year. And then COVID happened. So
before or after?
No, I handed in my resignation on a Friday, I think. And Monday after, it was the first time COVID was in the news.
Man,
virus thing in China, yeah.
Fuck, what a timing.
That was bad, yeah.
Crazy
So
timing.
then, obviously, I didn't go.
Yeah.
On the big trip. And
yeah, luckily, wouldn't be a smart idea to do it.
But we had, I had a girlfriend that time. And we lived together and we had the flat together, we cancelled it. And so I didn't get my job back. I asked, but they didn't want to give it back.
Okay.
And so we didn't have a place to
stay.
And her parents are from Molde.
Okay.
She's from Molde. And they have a house, so we could move in with them. It was really nice.
Yeah.
And so then, so that's why I came to Molde.
And then you start to look for a job.
Yeah, I started to look for jobs. At first, I was really disappointed I couldn't go on the trip.
Yeah, I get it.
But then, I started looking for jobs. But 2020 was really bad. No one knew what's going to happen with this virus.
Yeah, it was scary.
No one really wanted to employ anyone. Yeah. So basically, I went on a lot of smaller bike trips. Many trips here in Norway. I went on the west coast and.
So you kind of did that.
Well, yeah, I
went. You wanted. I get it. You wanted to do much in a much bigger scope. I would say. Yeah, I would. I was ready to ask you about if you did because there is a big people do from Chile to Argentina, and those very famous on the Cordillera and people.
Carretera Austral.
Yeah, I've been there in Mendoza, and I used to see a lot of cyclist groups and people like. Taking it. So whenever you have the opportunity to do that again, go there and then you can take some long distance and then you can stop in a winery, have a nice wine, big steak. They are really prepared for this kind of tourism there. And I'm not a cyclist, but I know I saw it and I'm into sports, so I'm always seeing all the places I go. I see which kind of sports peaks more, and I'm interested in that. And I'm doing my master now in sports management in Högskola, but it's a college, so it doesn't feel like I don't get that European university mood. And I did a very big university in Brazil, back in Brazil as the administration business, and that was like a real student community, I would say, and probably you have that in Trondheim. But here in Molde, it's a good university, but it's not big, so it's. Everything is a bit mild and it's okay. And then how long did you take to get a job here in Molde?
It took I think 21.
Was it hard? I know because of the corona, all the economy was kind of low key, so people was kind of avoiding to.
Yeah, it took quite a while. I sent many applications out. Yeah. No, I think I started on the job in November 2021 in a software company. Yeah. Where I worked with data. But it was a bit too much sitting for me. Okay. Sitting 8 hours a day on a desk.
It's not fun, yeah.
No, it didn't work.
Not for everyone.
No. So then I came about this position with the emission measurements. Which fit me much better, It's kind of like an experiment. Yeah. Every time.
It's different and
more with a business mindset because it's a service and you have this environmental perspective. And it's a bit of traveling, but it's not
too much.
Yeah. It's mostly in Norway and sometimes I go abroad also, but mostly here on the coast somewhere.
Yeah. And I think it's a good, I think Norway is one of the best countries controlling this kind of the emissions and everything. Am I correct or maybe not?
Yeah, there are rules other places as well, but it's
and probably there's some international rules all the companies should follow. But I know Norway is maybe a little bit more strict than probably Brazil or.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, that's nice. Have you worked like offshore ever?
Yes,
I know your work is kind of offshore. I got it that, but like when I ask offshore, because I know I have a lot of friends here. They work, so they go these 2 weeks away and then they come back for 2 weeks, and some of them are engineers, mechanic engineers. I know it's quite in those big boats. They need a lot of engineers there to look after the engine and everything. Have you done that job, or do you have that in your mind?
No, I've been on oil platforms. But I haven't worked this kind of rotation.
Okay, so that's
I'm
quite
there
interesting.
for a couple of days and then I go home.
Yeah, because some of them, and for you who like to travel, I think it's. I imagine myself now. I have a kid as well with my wife, so I cannot go away. But I imagine going for work 2 weeks and going back. I have 2 weeks now. I'll go for Morocco to like a week surf
trip. If you have a Norwegian contract, I think you actually have 4 weeks off.
4 weeks off, yeah, that would be crazy, man. Take one like, let's go to Thailand, take like a whole month out, and you're still getting paid. That's very, very different. But one question before we move on. When you decided, going back to the master decision, when you decided Trondheim, because you were like Erasmus or like an exchange student, you have more options to go, right? Why did you choose Trondheim or Norway instead of US or... I don't know, Lithuania. I don't know the options were at the time, but I know in Molde Kommune they offered me like, if you want to go back to Australia again, you can go. Or if you go take a 6 months, or I didn't, but my situation is different now with the little kid and everything. But which options did you have it, and why did you choose Norway?
No, I liked this international environment in Trondheim.
Okay.
So... you meet people from all over the world. So I lived together with someone from China, from Lithuania, and France, and Africa, and so this I really liked. And then I had the connections to this company in Sintef, and they liked me as well. That's I guess why they took me back. And
but maybe in the first place, when you didn't know how Norway was. Well, why did you decide to come to study here the first 6 months?
So a friend of mine, basically the girl who was the neighbor, same street. She is a bit older than me, and she did exchange semester. In Oslo. And I visited her, and I liked it. Yeah. She lived on Sognsvannet, up close to the forest, and it was March, super nice winter, and just out of the house and go skiing. It was really good. So when I came home, I just checked where my university had connection with Norway, and it was Trondheim.
Like, could I do 6 months more? And how long you are here now in total?
In Norway?
Yeah. 10 years now, close to 10.
Yeah, 10. If you put everything together, I think it's more than 10.
It's more than 10. Nice. Do you plan to move out now? Now you're pretty acclimated, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. You never know. Well, right now it's okay.
Yeah. I was so sure you were Norwegian, when you come to swimming, and because I don't know if everyone know, I work in a swimming center here in Molde, and he's one of our guests. But you don't come there often. Actually, that's one thing I always do in the starting of that's one ticket for you. The thing is, can you use it until 31st of December? Are you planning to do a training before the Christmas?
I can always do a training, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. Because I think the validity is until the end of the year.
Thank you.
But this is a gift for you to come. Molde is not one of the sponsors, but I think this is a good time to show some appreciation for the people in the Molde Kommune who allowed me to do this podcast. They allowed me the equipment and the setting. I'm very thankful for the opportunity of you guys, Molde Kommune, the INNOM, all the people who work here, Anne, Jorgensen, the boss, I forgot her name, but thank you very much. And Molde gave me that as a gift, and I'm getting forward for the people who attended and take 1 hour of their time to come and tell the history. So I appreciate and
thank you.
Enjoy. Have a good training there. But coming back, I was so sure you were Norwegian because you know, I'm from Brazil, so for me, I think the cultural shock when I came, it was big. You know, I'm a South American come to Europe generally, even if I was going for a warmer place like Portugal, it's still very big change. Maybe for you from Germany to Norway is not that big, and after 10 years, your language, I always saw you speaking with the others. I was like, nah, I was sure. And when we met in the party last time in the festival, it was, and then you told me, I'm from Germany. I was like, okay, so we have to do the podcast with him.
Okay.
And I was so drunk that day. Thank you you were worrying when I tried to get in the bike, I almost fall down. And the problem is, you see that my bike is very high. And when I have the jeans, it's
impossible.
I struggle, like sometimes I struggle to go in, even if I'm sober. But it was good. You show some worrying, and I got home. It was all good. But I'm not, because of the price here in Norway, I don't drink like I used to in Brazil. And when I drink a little beer, I got very, very happy, as you could say. It was a nice party. It was a good festival.
Really
yeah,
Molde
nice music, and was enjoyable. All right. And then how long, that's a question quite cliche for the setup I do it, but how long did you take to learn Norwegian? Like, what did you learn? Did you have attend those courses in Voksenopplæring Center, these adult schools, or?
No, so you know, when I first came to Norway, I didn't think about staying so long. So this exchange semester, I didn't learn much. You know, there was, I think, a 6-week course on NTNU, but I didn't put so much effort in because, But then when I did this first internship, then we have all the people and they're speaking Norwegian in the breaks, and so then I started to learn more and try to speak with them. And I had one colleague especially who was really good teaching. Okay. He has a lot of patience, so he helpful. Could ask me, and he would just speak slowly and try to help you. And then I met one guy, which became a really good friend, and he's half German, half Norwegian.
Okay.
So his mother is Norwegian, so he speaks fluent Norwegian and German, of course. So with him it was perfect. I could just speak whatever I want, you know, a mixture of both, and he would understand, and he would understand what I do wrong, and he could correct me, and I could sometimes, you know, we would just start speaking Norwegian, and didn't matter how bad my Norwegian was, he would understand, and I flip in some German words, and so it evolved from there.
Correct, give it in translations real time. So you learn it basically by learning.
Then I had a Norwegian girlfriend.
Okay, that helps a lot as well.
Helps, of course. And then I figured out that my writing was really bad because I never really had to write anything.
Yeah.
I was speaking and
less and less nowadays. We write it.
So I did one course then when I did my PhD. I think I did the B2 level course.
Okay.
Which focused more on writing.
Yeah. You did it home like online?
No, it was a class.
Was a class. Voksenopplæring or was?
No, an NTNU.
Okay. Nice. And then you did the test?
Yeah, there was kind of exam or something.
Okay. Because your PhD, when you did you write your thesis and the articles you were doing in English or in Norwegian?
English,
yeah. I'm lucky. I would do my one in English as well. My course in English, but I don't think I would manage in Norwegian. I'm now 5 years. I'm I think in a B1 level, kind of thing. But yeah, I have, when I'm finishing the master, I'm planning to go back to the school to do the. I haven't done the test yet. I did the Samfunnsfag, which is like a social and history test. Did in Norwegian, I passed, but that's kind of easy, I would say, grammarly and things. Okay, what do you think was hard for you? Did you find any challenge? Probably any like a student challenge when you came, first time or the second time or the third time? You already told me about the corona. But that's a challenge for everyone. And I think when it happened, when it came, you were quite acclimated in Norway already. But when you came as a student, like, did you find any hard to mix with the Norwegians at the parties, or to find an apartment was hard? Probably not, because student.
I had a student room, like in a student village.
Very easy. So
getting contact with Norwegians was not so easy. That's true. I mean, I was, in exchange semester, you hang mostly with the international. With the
international students,
I got some friends through sports.
Yeah.
I was in the running club in NTNU. So there I met almost contact with Norwegians through this.
Do you participate of a lot of triathlon challenge in Norway? There's some in Oslo, or where they happen? Because I don't know if you know, but in Brazil I was in the beginning. I have three friends in the gym, so I work in the gym, like selling plans, like about a month. And two of the personal trainers, they were really into triathlon, and they have their own challenge. They were doing two, 3 times in a year. And then once they saw me talking in the microphone. I don't know if you saw me in Molde already when we closing, when I have to say something.
I think so.
When I do that, it stands out. I'm a bit different than other people. I never work with that. But then, like, now you need to go and be with the mic during the challenge, telling the sponsors, thank you, Kommune, thank you, this sponsor, all the time, and doing some jokes, people if people fall, try to keep the. And then I start to do that for them, and then the federation saw me and say, man, do you want to be a dome, like a referee for us? We're giving a course, and then the guy, my friends, they say, we pay the course, so you take the course. And then I start to work for the federation. So when the events was not from my friends, I was working for the federation as a dome. That's when I started to get connection with triathlon. I never did myself, but I haven't seen happening here in Molde. No, so when you participate, where it happens, or usually?
So there is one big one in Åndalsnes.
Okay, it's close.
Triathlon. It's really nice.
And then the swimming, where is it? It's in a lake?
No, in the fjord.
In the fjord.
Yes, cold. Now in Åndalsnes you have the river coming with all the melted snow.
Yeah.
So going.
It's in that river. That's
well, not in the river, but because of so much water.
And the river goes to the fjord. Yeah. Okay.
So the water is cold water there.
But and then you do with the wetsuits.
Yeah, the water is still cold. Water is still cold, I think.
Okay, but 6'5" or 5 point. How thick is the wetsuit you do?
I don't know. I think I have one is maybe 3-4 millimeters.
Okay. Because I surf with 6.5 in the winter, and just the face here, the gloves, and maybe.
You can't have so thick because then it's hard.
I know that. That's why I'm not surfing that as I used to back in Australia or in Brazil. It's different. It feels a different sport because you are really. Feel like a robot. Okay, but that's a hard track to go with the bike. If people don't know what Trollstigen, you can search it, Trollstigen, you see the picture of the way up in the mountain. It's crazy.
But it's a really nice event. Nice people.
And then the run you do on the top? No, you do probably on the bottom somewhere.
No, you cycle up, then you park your bike at this cafe.
Yes.
And then you run up on the trail.
So it's kind of
basically to the top of Trollveggen.
So it's kind of it's not a easy path running. It's like a really adventure.
700, 800 meters uphill running.
Wow.
5 kilometers.
Man, that's crazy.
Oh, it was.
You do that every year? This challenge?
No, I did it the first time last year actually.
Okay.
No, this year.
This year. Next year you're going again.
Yeah, probably.
There is another in Lofoten.
Yeah, there's one in Lofoten. Then you have a big one in Hardangervidda.
Okay. Yes.
Which is like a extreme triathlon. But I've done a lot of cycling, a lot of long distance cycling.
Okay. So Italy, Spain.
No more. I mean more like the races here in Norway.
Okay.
There's one a big one from Trondheim to Oslo.
Nice.
You go then
In a few days?
No, 1 day.
1 day.
15 hours.
Wow. And then just need a car, like a helping car, a team?
No, it's no. You go. Well, either you do it with a team, or you can do it by yourself, like as a competition.
Then you have a.
So you have there's 8 stations, maybe every 100 kilometer, where everyone stops because everyone needs water or drinks and food, and then just continue.
Take a break.
And there's one really nice race in Lofoten.
Okay.
Which is called the Insomnia Race. So you start 2 o'clock in the morning at the southern end, and then you cycle through all of Lofoten to the north through the whole night. But it's summer, so it's midnight sun.
Yes.
No cars. You go through the underwater tunnels, and it's really good.
Yeah. Amazing. I like sports, and one thing I'm thinking, and I don't know if that's kind of interesting. If I have you here, would you participate if we organize some like a indoor triathlon? I saw you guys did in your group once that. That's very interesting because in the pool we have a gym on the top. They have a whole cycling thing.
True.
So it will be. I know it will be. It's not the same when you do indoor than outdoor, but. We could do everything in one building, you know. You have it enough, and we could take the drum hill, the treadmill downstairs, set close to the pool, and then do kind of. I'm thinking about that. There's some sports challenge I think I could organize here, but sometimes I'm a bit afraid to take the step. Another one I really see it being very nice to do it in summertime. Getting all those companies who sponsor all those challenges, and they, of course, it's nice, a football challenge like Bana they sponsor Spare Bank or all those banks and things. So I think money would be a problem. Do a crossing to Jartoja.
Yeah,
but like a crossing, like swimming crossing either, and then people would be like a different starting time. And then people with the paddler, and then people with the stand-up pad, and then people just with those like goose or kind of joking and do like a different ones. And then when everyone gets there, like a concert there. Some nice Norwegian music, maybe a little gig or something. That's something I really think as well to do it.
I've been swimming too, Jartoja.
Yeah, it's nice. How far it's if you start from Centrum, it's like.
No, I started. Well, I didn't actually go to Jartoja. I went from Kviltorp to Gåsøya.
Okay,
which is the shortest.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's 1.2 or 1.3 kilometer.
Yeah. I do a lot with the stand-up paddle when I take around Gazoya and the Seteroya, Jartoja. It's amazing, huh?
Yeah, it's nice.
Because it's so close, but it's so wild there. It's you don't see houses, so it's really, really beautiful area.
But what I was thinking about here in the islands would be, swim run. You know what this is?
No.
So it's basically you wearing a wetsuit.
Okay.
And running shoes. And then you run for a bit.
Yes.
Then you jump in the water. You swim.
You change the island, and then
maybe you change the island, or depends how big it is. You maybe only make a bow.
And then you run again.
Then you run again. And
okay, you do like a.
They do this a lot in Sweden and Finland because there's so many islands and lakes.
That's quite interesting.
Could work here as well.
I know we have a lot of sporty people in town. Sometimes doesn't look like, but it's. I think that's the best way to keep the life and a good level of health mentality as well, to do sports. And we are in such a cold and dark place in the winter time.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very short the time, and if you work from full time, you usually don't see the light of the sun, maybe from the window, but it's very important to do some sports. At least helped me a lot.
Me too.
Through life, and I think I really like the results sports bring to people. And all right, so we talk about language. You did pretty good with work-wise and studying, because you were studying and working. That's nice. Relationship. How you find out the parties here, the club? Are you a party guy, or
no, not so much?
Not back in Germany neither. It was not
Sometimes I go to Fassi.
Okay, which is a nice bar. We got.
And sometimes it's DJ in the basement.
Yeah. Very nice there. Huh? It's It's funny because they open exactly when the COVID starts, and I was like, how this guy, I was thinking, with my business bachelor mentality, I was like, this guy is crazy, man. He opened exactly when it started, and now actually it's the best part in town, and at least maybe not for the youngest, because road, they are very popular, but at least when I go there, it feels odd. I feel old, I feel like, man, there's bunch of kids drunk, and I was like, fuck, that's not for me. And fuzz is like more like, okay, you have it all. I think you have pretty much all the kind of age, but I think the line of music's much better, and the beer selection, I think, is just a nicer place.
Yeah, nice place.
Yeah, my father would love Fuzzy because he's
He likes beer?
No, he likes beer as well, but he's a LP player.
Okay.
He's a DJ, so he have his he loves the big discs and things. So, all right. So, and that's kind of, I think I was a big party guy before, but I never, here in Norway with the prices in the alcohol and the clubbing and timing, you have all these rules. And I'm from São Paulo in Brazil. So in São Paulo, when you go out on Friday and you have you're really motivated, when a party is finished around 2, 3, 4 a.m., you can go straight to another party, which is probably starting or going a bit further to 8. And if you're still motivated from 8, you can go for another one. And if you're really motivated and you have enough resources and power and stop to eat and have a good logistic system, you can party until Sunday. Okay. And then you can go back Sunday. And so it's, when I came here, I was like, one price of the beer, I was like, man, I really have to. And I have my girl already, so it's kind of, the party for me, it's was a kind of problem, when you have already a lady in Brazil, and in Brazil we really go out to not to hunt is a rude word, but you go to find another, to find a girl, and that was my main goal back in there. And I love blondies, so I was like, no, it's less I party is better. Are you more a blondie guy, or like more brunette or gingers? You can find some gingers in Brazil. You don't see that.
I don't know. I don't.
You like women, and it's all good. Yeah.
For me, it's more like when I do so much training, then I'm tired, and then I'm not gonna spend
energy.
Awake,
Yeah. Do you find the Norwegian woman more beautiful than the German woman? Because from a Brazilian perspective, they're quite similar, If we set a Bavarian girl and a Suriname girl on the side by side, I don't think many of my Brazilian friends would guess right, They'll be very like, fuck, they are the same. They are from the same place, They are tall, they blonde, they pretty. Maybe they are big girls. Do you find a difference, preference, or?
No, no preference.
Or no? What about the style of the woman? Because in Brazil we have this problem of the woman, because we are so outgoing, and there is a lot of cheating in Brazil. It happens. So the the man, they really don't. Sometimes you have a relationship, people don't trust each other. Okay. So they're a bit psychotic. They checking the phone. They always, I'm going out. They try to sneak to see if you're doing some shit, or maybe a friend of her goes. And do you find a difference between the German and because I found my wife, she's very chill with that. And that's when I met her in Australia, I really I was like, man, this girl, she doesn't worry. You're partying, okay, you enjoy, and don't wake me up when you're back, things like that. I was like, man, the Brazilian girl will be freaking out. We'll fight to an hour, and I'm going as well. Is the difference between the Germans and the Norwegian in this case? Or?
No, not in my experience, no.
No,
so I think trust is an important thing in a relationship. So.
And the Europeans, I think they are chill everywhere. Yeah, that's nice. Another thing, if someone, a friend of you, or maybe someone from your family, or young person finishing high school like you did, want to go away, to move for another place, what would you say to him as a tip, like a good recommendation, things to do, do this, do that? What would be the main tip you tell him? Or
just talk to people. So you mean now in Norway?
No, anywhere. Let's say you have a little cousin in Germany. He's like, oh.
No, then I would say just go and try.
Go and try, talk to people, this is the episode 13, you know, and I heard a lot of different tips, and a lot of people was like, focus in the language, be adaptable, like water, but talk to people, it's good. It's related with be adaptable, be focus on the language.
If you get to know some people, you know, it's in general, people, they always want to help, I think, in my experience.
Yeah.
And
even more when you're younger.
Yeah,
I think if you're younger people, it's much more, I think, much more helpful than. So not saying people don't help others when you're older, but I think when you're young, people are more willing to help because they know you probably can be struggling for decisions or money or job or anything.
Yeah, and when they know you are here, then they also know you exist, so that's when they can help you. If you don't talk to anyone, then no one knows you're there. Basically.
Yeah. Another question. I haven't done that, I think, in those other episodes, but now I think I want to do it. And if you don't want to answer, how long when you came, did you buy your house now? You live in your house, you own your apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did you take to do that acquisition? Because this is a big step for an international person when it comes to the country. And I see, at least in many friends in Australia, they are much more than 10 years there. And they're not even close to buy their property. And here in Norway, it feels like it happens a bit quicker to people. In your case, how long it took?
Well, so, you know, I saved a lot of money for this bike trip.
Yes.
Which I basically didn't use.
Yeah.
And then...
And probably the market was down because of the COVID. So
I think it's okay.
It's going up always, but I think probably the line it gets a bit flatter that time because people were more worrying to buy and sell.
Yeah, but I bought this year, you know.
Okay. Yeah. So. You live close by here, right?
Yeah, just above Roseby.
So it was 9 years, let's say, after. But since you moved it...
But you know, when I came to Norway, then I didn't think about
to stay.
Flat, you know?
Yeah, but this is not a just economical question because of that. It's when you decide and say, you know what, now I see myself really rooted and I don't want to move out, you know.
At least you can say since maybe 2021.
Okay. That you were like 7 to 8 years in total, and maybe 5 years since the last move in. Because that's I mean, it's not just economical, but when you feel like you're rooted, then that doesn't mean you're gonna be here forever. You know, when you buy, it's just it's a different move, and of course you have more things here than before, so it's not that easy to move.
True.
But it's still to sell it. Apartment here in Molde in the center. It's if you wanna do it, probably. I think my neighbor he left. Was a football player. Okay. You know, you don't know, not in football, but he went to Ajax, so he moved to Amsterdam, and then he set the apartment $500,000 more expensive than while we bought it in the same apartment. You know, and I was like, man, this guy is crazy. Like he already gets so much money moving, and he's not gonna sell it. And it's quite in central, but it's on the top of the mountain. You know, close to Kiwi Langmira, the tennis court there. And I was like, man. It was 2 weeks. The first Vinicius was like 10 people when 2 of them beat, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. All right, so that was around 5 years, and then you feel it like, okay, Norway, do you feel like Norway is your place now? You see yourself retiring here in Norway, or whenever you can retire, you might go back to Germany, or you see yourself in the beach? How you see yourself in the future?
I wouldn't see myself in the beach, you know. I see myself in the camper van with my bike, and then I just go different places and go cycling. No, I've been thinking about what I want to do now the next year. So, but if I would move, then I guess I would move to Germany because my family is there.
Yeah.
So this would make sense. But on the other hand, it's like, what should I do there? Where should I work? Because the city sizes are kind of different, you know, in Germany and then Norway. You know, like a place like Molde with, 30,000 inhabitants. In Germany, it would never have an airport.
Yeah. We never have like a swimming center or
maybe swimming. Maybe swimming, but then maybe only a 12-meter pool.
Yeah.
So if I would move home, which is a place with 9,000 people, there wouldn't even be a job for me.
Yeah. You would have to move for a big city to work in a big...
exactly. So then I would have to move to a place like, maybe like Oslo. But then you miss all those nature things, what I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So this is...
It fits because you get a job like in your line of work and you get all the nature you wanted. So it's a good... sounds like a perfect fit. And
but the only thing, it's a bit too much rain, I think.
Yeah. That's, I think it's Europe for us. For a Brazilian, it's too much rain already. Anyway, the weather, I think the weather is the most downside in the European or Norwegian life. The weather is hard. So you see yourself in the camper van, and that's good. I think we did all the line. I'm trying. I have a question to do it. I'm trying to get in. Sorry, we don't have. I never bring a script,
but I'm really impressed. Script,
I don't bring it, but I try to do the line and get things. So people who are motivated, or maybe some people who already immigrated, they can see in us a successful case, or maybe not a successful, but they can see the good sides and things you've done and I've done, and like, oh, maybe I can use that in future, and that will help me to thrive more where I am. And that's the main project. I think I had a question in my head, but I just miss it about this retirement. Yeah. Do you want say something else? Do you something I miss in your history that was interesting during your life, or we talk about already the housing? Do you invest here in Norway, in Norwegian Aksje or things like that?
Yeah, some, yeah.
Yeah, but you do through funds or founding? Okay. In Germany, you do that? No. Germany, I heard last week, I think it was this week, they got the top, how is the name of the index there? The DAX, It was the top history this week, I heard.
Well, I'm considering maybe if I could buy like some flat or something and rent it out or something.
Yeah, here in Norway, we do Germany, in Germany. Yeah.
In this.
That's good because whenever you decide to go back, you can go as well.
So it's an area with quite some tourists.
Okay.
Could rent it out.
Airbnb style.
Maybe I could get someone from my family to watch
to help it. Yeah, that would be very smart. Yeah.
Could be an idea.
That's good. I'm really into investments. I don't know if you saw in the channel, I have some videos I uploaded in Portuguese. Okay. When I do, because one of my plans in the future is to go back to Brazil with my wife and maybe my kid if they want to come with me. Maybe my kid won't want it. I don't know. Maybe he wants to study here. But it's to go back to Brazil. So it's slowly, every month I send some money, and then I invested in some essential companies, kind of water, sewage, electricity, very kind of safety. It's boring, you don't see like big bumps like crypto things, but it's products people needed, and you cannot escape from it. It's like it comes a crisis. Maybe the bill is gonna be a bit shorter of water, but you still need water. Yeah. So I'm really interested in that, and now I'm editing those podcasts about the housing, because I think it's a very big step when you move in, and I didn't see that in Australia. In Australia I lived for 4 or 5 years, and people I see people living for 24 years there, and they're still renting. It gives you a lot of flexibility in one way, but at the same way, I see it's quite a lot of money going out of you, and you don't build anything. So it's a bit. I think it's a good move to do it, and I'm happy to see people here in Norway. I know most of the people I interview, they own their house, like you, like me, and like the others that we interview. And it's maybe some of them, like I have 20 years to pay, so I own maybe 10% and the bank owns 80%, but we're working on it, and I'm owning more and more every month. But I think this is a good place to immigrate. I like to promote Norway. I know people outside they may thinking maybe they are sure about the weather. It sucks, you know, but you get all this nature and the quietness sometimes in not crowded places, and it feels like very civilized here, you know. Like São Paulo is probably more civilized than here, and then you see when the metro is full, people lose their mind, the respect and things, basic things they lose because it's so competitive every time. So I think it's nice. I like to promote it and like to show some successful cases, as you could say, like you, and coming to study first and getting through and getting interesting, getting a girlfriend, you know, and getting along with everything. And you see yourself working till the rest of your life in the line you do of work now, which is oil and the oil industry and everything.
It's not really the oil industry. It's more like environmental company. So yeah, I think so.
You good, yeah. And it's growing and growing. The ESG term is...
The rule is going to be more strict, I guess.
Yeah.
So...
Did you hear about this Guyana? The Guyana they founded this... how you call this when you found this...
underwater minerals, you mean? Or?
No. When you find it in Norway, they found it on the north, this oil in the ocean, when you find an area.
Yeah, reservoir.
Yeah. Did you hear about that in Guyana? They found it. They found it in Guyana. You know where Guyana is? On the top of Brazil. It's border with Brazil, Suriname, on the top of Brazil, so Amazonas area, Amazon, and then Venezuela. Venezuela is one of the biggest oil exporters. They are in the biggest crisis they could get. They are really in shit. And Guyana now found on the ocean the biggest reservoir ever in the area.
Yeah.
And it gets a little bit to Brazil, gets a little bit to Venezuela, but Venezuela now they are planning to probably be the next war coming in months. Okay. So Brazil is closing the border because the only way to Venezuela to get there, it's rainforest, so you cannot go to the tanks and everything. So they have to go to Brazil. So Brazil is filling up the border, and Guyana is just the economy, everything because of that thing is going up so much, and they found a lot of oil there. We're gonna do it, our extraction, our part, you know. But Venezuela now wants to do the same as Russia did to Ukraine. Like, no, this area now is interesting to them, so they wanna kind of to take it back. Also, it might to get ugly, but it's interesting because it's an oil thing. And another very interesting thing, I found it in Norway because in Brazil we found in Santos this big thing, the Pré-Sal. This probably you heard about Pré-Sal. It was a big resort in Brazil, but we already extracting for a while. And Norway found it in north, but they didn't touch it. Where is this? In Lofoten? No, it's a bit...
there's some, I think there's some oil outside Lofoten, which...
They decided to not touch it. They are keeping... That's quite interesting. It's interesting to see because they are so competitive market. You see some countries when they found, they just, let's go, and they extract everything. And Norway was like, no, take it slow, you know, maybe we might to do it, maybe not. And
there can be quite some resistance in the population.
Yeah.
Also, you know, with this, we heard about these seabed minerals.
Yes.
So you have like minerals that you need to make electromotors, for example. Okay,
the batteries in...
Yeah, and maybe also batteries.
Okay.
And they're also quite big reserves
here in Norway, but they don't want to.
Well, it's getting discussed more and more.
Okay.
But you know, no one really knows what's happening on the seafloor and how sensitive nature is down there. So
it can be very expensive mistake.
Exactly.
It's nice we have some capable people to back up us in this kind of subject, you know. All right, Benjamin, I think we did it all. I appreciate a lot your time. I know you're a busy man, and thank you for coming. Use your ticketing on the Bade. I hope next year to do more and more episodes, maybe get a better prize or gifts to the guests. But I really appreciate your time. I think it was very interesting to meet you a bit more. You know, we see each other sometimes when you come to training to swim in Molde, but I never had time to speak or find out about you. And in the party we did a little bit as well. But I think here now it's I could meet you much better and see how nice you are. And yeah, hope to see you more around. And thank you again. Do you want to say something to the people before you say something? Just remember to subscribe, to like, and to leave your comment. What do you think about this conversation? And if I miss some question to do to Benjamin or things like that, recommendations are always welcome. And I'm learning this kind of format, and I really enjoy to do it. So thank you. Do you want to say something to them?
Yeah, but first I want to say thank you for the invitation. It was really a nice evening. And yeah, to the listeners, if you think about moving to Norway, then just do it and try it. And you will be lucky, I think.
Go for it. Yeah. Don't be scared. Bring a nice jacket and everything's going to be fine.
Exactly.
Lovely. Thank you again.
Thank
Appreciate. And see you soon.
See you in Molde. Yeah. Tomas, more like I look to you? Or?
Huh?
I look to you?
Yeah, but can you look to the camera as well? Yeah. I think they have this, but I don't like to use it. So just test it now.
It is away also.
This one I will test it. I can take it out. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes. You can try yourself as well in yours.
Hello. Test.
Fantastic. So just to have an idea. But sit back and relax just to.
Okay.
And then test, you see you don't need to. If you get it closer, of course it gets much better. Yeah. But here it's fine enough. And if I can control that later. But you see it's.
Hello. Yeah. Test.
You can hear yourself.
Yeah, I think sounds. Hello. Yeah.
Maybe a bit closer.
Like yeah.
Okay.
Now. Yeah. Sounds good.
Then they have one good headset and one bad.
Okay.
And we do some propaganda for the Molde Kommune. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't care.
All right. Wait a second. One more thing.
Is it running already, camera?
It's running, but and then I will do a...
Cut.
You know this clap thing? It's...
Yeah,
you have a card in Molde Bade now?
No.
Okay, so you're going to get a ticket.
It's to synchronize the sound and the picture?
Yeah, when you do, and then because in the loud you get the wave, and then you make it with the image as well. When you clap it, you just set them together, clip it, and... All right, 3, 2, 1...